Hello and welcome everybody to another chat session with me, Rajni, all the way from the nation's capital. Now, our special guest today is His Excellency the High Commissioner of India, Mr. Gitesh Sarma, who has so willingly made time for us to reach out to the diaspora that connects through Desi Australia. So this is a welcome to sir. Welcome, sir. You've been in Australia for a few months now and have arrived at a really tumultuous time for the country. You've seen, as soon as you came, you've seen the bushfires, and then you've gone straight into the pandemic. Not a very usual welcome, I suppose, for you.
Well, there are all kinds of landings. Some are soft, some are hard, some are in between. Certainly these are extraordinary times. As diplomats, we are prepared wherever we go for special situation. But you're right that bushfires are in a way very specific to Australia. And pandemic is something that none of us ever anticipated in our lifetime to see. But it's been a very happy stay so far. I've been very well received. It's been a very good impression of a lovely country, very multicultural country, very modern country which takes interest in other countries, in other societies, other cultures. So I think it has been a rather a period well spent, I should say.
That is so good to hear. Now, you have been busy, I understand. We've, despite the pandemic, the High Commission has moved onto the virtual platform rather quickly and tried to keep the diaspora connected. We have the Independence Day tomorrow, and that's a special occasion for us. What are your thoughts on Indians connecting with the Indian spirit at such a time?
I think pandemic is something which is a temporary phenomenon, and it's something that I think once in a century there is a epidemic or a pandemic of such an order. But the lifetime of a country, that is something different. And India is a country which has always been there. You cannot imagine history or geography or any kind of common cultural composite culture, global culture without India. We've always had a contribution to make. So therefore pandemic has its place, but let's say that an Independence Day is always time to celebrate, think of good things, think of a lovely future ahead. India is doing well. We have made tremendous progress. It is a time for reflection, but also time to take pride. Pride in the achievements of people of India, time to take stock of our achievements, and certainly to take pride in the achievements of our diaspora.
Absolutely, you've said it so well, sir. I remember in a recent conversation with you, you did remark on that feeling of that strong emotion of connectedness with the roots that you have felt whenever you've seen the Indian tricolour. And it's right behind us here, and I'm feeling that wave of emotion. For me, just stepping into the grounds of the High Commission is always a special feeling. So that's something I wanted to extend with the community too, that special flavor that you brought to the conversation earlier. And is there any special message you would like to give out to the viewers and listeners of Desi Australia?
Well, as I said earlier, you are a very talented lot, very hard-working lot, and in these months that I have spent in Australia, the sense I get is this country loves you dearly and has tremendous respect for you, the hard work that you show, the compassion that you show. And during the time of the bushfires, I recall several community organizations taking the initiative to provide help to those stricken by the situation, and also the firemen who were doing such wonderful work, selfless service, but to the Indian community which was at the forefront. So everywhere I got that sense that this Indian community is very special. They integrate well, at the same time they maintain their identity, they enrich the Australian society with what they bring. At the same time they absorb what is very good to learn in Australia. So they are, that's why we call them a living bridge, that they bring in both the countries.
That's a wonderful term for you to give us to live with, a living bridge. And for everyone, for all of the viewers and for me myself, who are right now in that feeling of, that little extra pull that you feel towards your country at this time, and as Sir has said, to feel connected with our roots in whatever way we can.
Yes. Normally on such occasions we like to see the Indian community visit us, be part of our celebrations, but let us remember that the best way of contributing to society is by being safe, by being healthy ourselves. So whatever we do, let us not forget that these are troubled times as far as the health situation is concerned. But taking that into account, we will be celebrating in a very special way in the High Commission. It may seem limited, but through the virtual medium, we will be certain that you are watching and you are with us. We are all together celebrating the wonderful anniversary of India's independence. Given the time zone, we will be among the first countries to celebrate as well. I don't believe we are the first country, but among the first countries, I believe.
That's true, that's true. And I'm actually reminded of the first line of Dr. Rabindranath Tagore's famous poem, where the mind is without fear and the head is held high. And do you feel that it takes on a different, even more significance now when we are all so worried and carrying that amount of, an anxiety related to the pandemic? It could be, this Independence Day could be a celebration of that kind of freedom from that fear, do you reckon?
I think it's a time to always reflect. We always look as Independence Day as some kind of milestones. That in 47, we achieved independence. Mahatma Gandhi, he led our freedom struggle, and there were a host of other leaders who contributed with their own might to this effort, huge effort, and we achieved independence. And then we have been a country which has been ravaged by colonialism, the kind of exploitation that is really something to think about seriously. But it's not just to think about, but we have to take real actions to realize the full potential of India. And I think we have made huge progress in these years. We are on our way to, very shortly, in a few years from now, we expect India to be the third largest economy. We have done, we appear as a developing country, but we also have other indicators which seem to suggest that we rank with the best in the world. If you look at pharmaceutical sector, if you look at space sector, if you look at nuclear sector, if you look at agriculture, our farmers, the large percentage of our population is in the farm sector, but we are self-sufficient in food, and India has all the climates in the world. What it means is we can grow everything in the world, every kind of fruit, every kind of vegetable. We are probably among the largest producers of vegetables and fruits. That's because of our farmers and those who work with their hands, the fields, under the sun. If you look at information technology, they're among the best. If you look at mathematics, science, it's really across the board. Health, if you go to any typical, even in normal times, you go to any Indian hospital, the droves of foreigners also coming to India for medical treatment. So at once you can see that while we are a developing country, we are certainly very advanced in many sectors. We are hoping we have a target to put a man in space in 2022, which is 75 years of our independence. So it's really the final frontier, that is space. So India will rank with the top few countries which are able to do that. So if you look at the entire spectrum, I think we have achieved a lot.
We certainly have, and it's wonderful to sit and reflect upon these to draw strength from them, I suppose. Thank you, sir, for your very informative and engaging conversation. There's a lot to draw on personally for me, and I'm sure for all our viewers too, who are feeling that little bit of nostalgia and still trying to connect and finding it hard to at this particular time of the year given the pandemic. But this is a window. Talking with sir has been a pleasure for me, and I'm sure for all of you out there. Certainly not the last time that we are sitting together. There will be more conversations and more to learn. Shall we end with Vande Mataram or Jai Hind?
Vande Mataram and Jai Hind. But let me also wish each one of you happiness, good health, and in these times I would certainly like each one of you to take good care of yourself, your family members, and we are all an extended family. We regard each one of you as very, very close to us. So please don't feel low or don't feel in any way challenged because of this situation. We are such a country which has conquered every challenge that has come its way, and in this particular moment we are part of those global efforts to put our combined efforts and deal with this kind of pandemic. And it would really be very nice if you maintain your morale and maintain your mental peace, and feel free to engage with us in every other way that you can. But I really would like you to celebrate in your own way Independence Day in your homes, in your family settings, in very safe ways, and we look forward to return of times, the normal times, very soon. So Jai Hind and Vande Mataram, all the best.
Thank you, sir. Jai Hind, everybody. Happy 74th Independence Day of India. We'll see you again soon.
Bye.